Okay, well, we're up on Dartmoor. This is the start of the walk. It's 10 to 5 in the evening. Quite a bit behind today. I didn't leave home until after 12, so I didn't get here until with a couple of stops until about 4 o'clock or quarter to 4, something like that, and I had a bite to eat in the car, so good job it's not a winter, otherwise it would be dark now. Anyway, we're back here on Dartmoor. As you can probably see, I've got a great big huge non-MLD, has to be less than 1 minute, pack on, and there's kind of a reason for that, and I'll explain as we carry on with this camp. Again, hopefully like last time, it will be 2 nights. That's certainly the plan. So I'm quite exhausted carrying this. This is a very heavy pack. So I'm going to carry on into camp, and then I'll explain a bit more later on. But I'm kind of, with this camp, wanting to try and kill, not literally, 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay, well, it's 20 past 5 and we've reached camp. So it's about a 45-minute, 50-minute walk again. It's very hot. I started, when I left the car, to wear my Hillie hat, and it worked perfectly well with the MLD pack, but with this pack I noticed the back of the Hillie hat was rubbing the pack, so after a few seconds of walking away from the car, I just whipped back to the car, switched hats. So as I said, we're back on Dartmoor. We're back in the same area as before. We're just sort of up the side of the hill a bit, not that it's not much of a hill, but it's back to where we've pitched the trails, the Supermid, several times. And of course it's going to be the Nammatj 3 GT that I've brought this time. The reason why I've brought it isn't that I want to knacker myself out. 2 reasons. One, I've got it. Oh, there are a few other things I've got that I haven't really used so much either, but it is a nice tent for what it is. So it's been about 3 years since I brought the Nammatj 3 GT out. One day I hope that Dina will join me. She's just a little bit sort of unsure about camping and things generally, so I'm not going to push or pressure on that. So this is the same space as where I camped with the Supermid. So the wind is coming sort of in this direction here. They're checking the forecast over the next couple of days. I think it's going to do a 180 at one point and come in this direction. Then I think Tuesday night or Wednesday it's going to come in this direction. I think northerly it's only going to be for a short time. So maybe if I was pitching the tarp or trail star when I didn't have a door, I'd probably be pitching in a northerly direction, and then even if the wind came this way, it's not going to be for so much time. And also no rain is forecast, and there's very, very little rain. There's a few bugs around, and annoyingly, one thing I didn't think to bring, and I don't think it's that important really, but I didn't bring any mosquito coils, which might have been handy inside the tent. But I've got some bug repellent with me. So effectively I'm thinking of pitching pretty much in this elongated space here. Now I was asked to do a pitching video of the Nammatj 3 GT, and that's the other reason why I've brought that with me today. It would kind of be easier and lighter and without having to carry quite so many other things to get it up to Cheddar and do a pitching video up there, but I've not had a chance to get there for a while. So that's why I was kind of thinking I could bring it here, camp in it and do a pitching video, sort of various different things at the same time. There's a heck of a lot of bugs around today, so I may not be outside for so long, I don't know, we'll see. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the video here, pitch the tent as a pitching video special separate thing, and then come back to the camp later on. Okay, well I've got the Nammatj 3GT pitched, as you can see. I've just done, and I hope it comes out okay, a pitching video for it. But as a separate video, in case some people don't watch that, I'll just take you around fairly steadily, I hope. So this is the back of it. This is obviously one side of it. And you don't need to be Stephen Fry with a massive IQ to be told that's the front of it. This is your doorway. This is your doorway. And inside here, and I'm already getting a few little beasties flying around, so I might actually do up the door here so they can come in here but not into the sleeping area. Definitely going to have to be charging this battery up. It's down to 48% on what I've done already. And we're set up in camp. The Nammatj 3GT is set up. It's really an MLD super mid in disguise. In disguise. Just kind of imagine it's a different shape. Just a damn sight heavier. I've got everything set up around me here. I've put my tea on, so I'm just going to blow that out. Alright, so here we have Rocky 3. Last camp I saw Rocky 1 and 2, so maybe this time I'll try 3 and 4. So we've started Rocky 3, only just started it. Food, cup, shoes, water, dog. She's tipped her bowl over with her food in. Power packs, I'll maybe talk to you about power packs later on. I've got tons of power this time. Tons of food. Map, which I don't really need. Extra food there. And I think there's more food, more food in there. And my wind shirt. You might just actually be able to see. Oh, stupid fool. You might just be able to see the setup that I have. I can't move the camera because if I move the camera, you won't see the reflection. But that's the new setup, if you can see that. Hopefully I've done an unboxing video on that. And for my friend Bugsy Malone, the time is 7:15.
Oh. Good morning, everybody. It's nearly 8 o'clock, and I just woke up a few minutes ago. I'm actually probably gonna put my head back down again after a cup of tea and have some more sleep, or at least close my eyes for a bit. So rest a little bit more today. But I've just got the kettle on, so while the kettle is on, I'll just sort of briefly show you around. I got hold of another power pack. This is an Anchor 20,000 milliamp power pack, and I did, actually, when I tried it at home, I didn't think it worked. Well, on my phone anyway. I did my did the iPad, but for some reason it didn't seem to do the phone at home. So I brought a spare power pack, just in case. But it works perfectly well here. So my guess is the lead wire that I was using at home, just didn't work or something. I mean, it works on all my other things, but maybe it just wasn't compatible with it anyway. So the power pack's working there. So last night I charged up my phone completely. I'm just putting power back into the iPad. So I'm just putting power into the iPad, and I'm going to charge up the phone. Sorry, I'm going to put some power into the camera as well, because the camera's on about 36%. So just got my lighter, snacks, tea making stuff. It's the usual suspects in here, really. I brought the same clothes as normal. So t-shirt, jumper, wind shirt, waterproof. I bought the bivvy or the bug. I bought the quilt liner just in case, or the sleeping bag liner. I brought my PhD quilt this time. I find that quite nice this time of the year when it's quite warm. I do have an MLD quilt, which I was tempted to bring. I might bring next time. The only thing I find with that, it's got it has Velcro at the bottom of it, which I actually like, because it turns the bottom part into like a sleeping bag esque configuration just at the foot end, which is nice, and I like that. But I find that because I wear leggings and things like that, I find my leggings and things like that catch the Velcro, maybe because the Velcro is getting a little bit older now, I don't know. And I find the Velcro sort of comes undone, and it just gets a bit annoying sometimes. So I might try that again, maybe in July, but I just wanted peace and harmony and everything like that this trip as much as possible. So that's why I brought this quilt. But I say I do like the MLD quilt. It's just that sometimes my leggings catch that Velcro, which sometimes gets a bit annoying for me. So now out here, you'll notice that I have what appears to be extra rucksacks, and you're indeed correct. There are extra rucksacks. As I was saying to you in my introduction to this video yesterday, this trip is kind of a catch-all trip, and that there was a few things I wanted to do on this trip. And one of them I would try this morning or lunchtime to do an MLD video on the original Prophet and Exodus bags compared to the new Cuban Exodus pack. So that's my plan, you know, for later on. And because the car's like, you know, an hour away or less, I'll probably leave everything here. On my walk today, we to walk back to the car, leave a couple of the rucksacks there, because I carried everything here, but it really was heavy, as you can imagine. And carrying 3 extra rucksacks, even light MLD ones, was added an extra kilogram between 2 of them. So I will probably head back to the car lunchtime or sometime this afternoon and leave 2 rucksacks behind, and then sort of do an roundabout little walk back here again. I'll leave the tent here. So that's probably what I'm going to do. So this little area here is really just a pile of rucksacks, and then this is just food and a mess, so it needs tidying up a bit. So excuse the mess for the moment. Okay, well, my kettle is boiled, so I'm going to have a cup of tea. As I say, I've opened up everything for the moment. So I've opened up that vent, I've opened up the vent, I've opened up the vent here, and I've opened up both vents there. I didn't open up that vent over there because I can't really reach it so well from here, because it might get quite warm. Like I said, I just want to have some sleep and just close my eyes for a little bit longer. Another reason why I prefer the MLD things is in order to do any cooking or, you know, making tea or anything like that, I've got to do it here. Now, okay, admittedly, I could do it here. There's, you know, I could move all of that and I could do it here, and that might be more convenient. And in fact, I might just try that tonight, because I'm hoping to move all of this stuff tonight. It's just, if I do it here, it's kind of like well away from the door, and there's no door there. I just prefer cooking nearer, you know, air, but I think cooking over there would be fine. But anyway, because I lie on my right hand side, you know, to do things, watch television, read, have a wank. Someone picked that up. That was because of Rick Mail, that was. So yeah, because I lie on my right to do things, including making tea, drinking tea, as I say, everything like that, I put everything there in this shelter. Right, yeah, so hang on, sidetracking myself. But in a proper shelter, as they would call it now, like an MLD shelter, I've got grass usually here somewhere, so I could do my cooking here. So of course I can be lying, you know, I can be lying in bed such like that, and cooking here, and it's just very convenient. But I can't do that. I can't do that here. I can in the Ecto. I must admit, I can in the Ecto, but I can't do that here. You know, in order to cook here, maybe if I, and which is why I'm thinking, hello, which is maybe why I'm thinking if I could do it there might be more effective. But because if I lay on my if I could be comfortable on this side, which I'm just not comfortable lying this side, then maybe it'd be more convenient to reach things, you know, there. But it's just, I just find in order to cook and make, you know, drinks and everything, I just find that I basically have to, you know, almost virtually get out of bed, you know, to be able to, you know, I almost have to get out of bed like this. Not literally like this, I can sit down, but, you know, I almost have to get out of bed. And I must admit, in the winter, that wouldn't be so good, because you'd get cold. But like I said, I will try it over on that side. Oh, another bizarre thing that happened last night. This is drying out now, thankfully, but I put the water just inside the door, well, outside this door, but inside the main door, and I came in and it just sat down on it and spilt some water, unfortunately, inside this section. Luckily, it just pooled on the ground sheet and didn't actually touch anything important. So I had the one cloth. I've only brought one cloth with me on this trip, so I just grabbed the one cloth that I had and mopped it up quickly. Okay, well, I'm going to stop waffling along. I was going to close my eyes for a bit more. I'll maybe still do that. Okay, I'm going to have this tea and then see how it goes. Okay, well, the time is something like 11:30, something like that. So I fell asleep again. I think I need this sleep to catch up with. It's very handy having 2 nights. I'll try and do 2 nights a bit more often as well, I think. So I've just put my breakfast on to heat up. And I've had a bit of a sort out in here, although it still looks, it's a messy sort out. So I've cleared the rucksacks that were there, I've put outside, and after I've had breakfast and come to a bit, I'm going to do a video, or attempt to do a video on those. Then just in here is sort of nighttime food, breakfast for tomorrow, nighttime food for tonight, snacks, power pack, you know, and everything for tonight there. That's the rucksack to get back to the car tomorrow. I won't use that today. Although theoretically, if I took that rucksack, I could take all 3 rucksacks back with me, so that might be worth thinking about. That would save me another 500 odd grams over and above a kilogram of 2 bags. So actually, it might be worth doing that. So I'm just stirring my porridge. So yeah, that might actually be worth doing, because even 500 grams with the weight of all of this, it may not be a huge amount, but it is some. So that might be worth doing, actually. And then this side, basically here I've got my hat, wind shirt, waterproof, rain kilt, which I'll take for my little walk. And then really my shirt, which I'll probably wear. And night time, you know, my fleece in case it gets cold at night, which is highly unlikely. And that's it. And then a whole load of rubbish down here that needs sorting out. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. Lassie slept over at the back, or front, very comfortably. She was fine over there. One thing I was thinking, I mentioned earlier on that maybe I could cook over in this area here, and I probably could, and I might still try it. The only downside to that is that I can see, not that I'm always completely trying to knock this tank, because I really do like, I have to say, having, you know, had the night in it and been around it, you know, it really is an absolutely superb tent. You know, it obviously is. It obviously is. Forget the weight, forget everything like that. You know, it really is a beautiful tent, and I'll try and do some more of the tent video later on, because there's lots of zips and things like that inside that I can show you around. But the other downside to it is if I put the food over this side, because I lie on my right side, I'm going to be sort of up against this wall here. Lassie! I'm going to be up against this wall and my head here looking at a blank wall, which, you know, isn't so perfect. It would be ideal if this door was here. It would be almost perfect for cooking area here. It just annoys me that just that tiny bit, that because I sleep on the wrong side, it just throws everything out a little bit. It's one reason why I have the Trailstar inner and the doors on the usual side, and it's on the wrong side for me, and I can't really get comfortable in it. So that's another reason why I tend not to use it. If I had to use it, then obviously I would, and I probably ought to get it out again sometime just to show another video of it, but I just sleep on the other cack-handed and everything. Anyway, I think breakfast is probably ready in a moment, and then most likely the next time that you will see me is when I'm doing something else. But on a video, the next video I do, I think, is going to be a pack comparison video, and I don't know how that's going to go, but we will see. Okay, well, we're just going for our afternoon walk coming up to 2 o'clock. Basically, the walk this afternoon is going to be walking to the car, which is about 45-ish minutes plus stops, and depositing 3 rucksacks, which I just reviewed by the tent. I carried everything out yesterday, but I don't need to keep those rucksacks with me now, so I'm going to take them back to the car, leave them in the car overnight, and then when I go back tomorrow, I will have saved a minimum of 1.5 kilograms, probably even knocking on the door of 2 kilograms in pack weight by the time you add up the packs plus the shoulder straps and, you know, water bottles and hoods and things. So there's probably 2 kilograms I'll be saving, plus obviously I'll eat food tonight and last night. So by depositing the packs there and eating food, I'll probably save 3 kilograms going back tomorrow. So I'll probably float back to the car tomorrow. Okay, well, we stopped at the car and I dropped off 3 rucksacks and then carried on walking. So I'm sort of at the southern edge almost of Dartmoor here, so that's pretty much north, and camp is this side of the valley on the horizon, not the far horizon, but the one sort of, and not this little one just down here somewhere either, but sort of there's a little horizon somewhere there. Can I see with my... So camp is somewhere just down in there. So camp is in that direction, as you can see, 2.37 kilometers away. I've been walking, not that long really, about an hour and a half, plus, you know, including the stop at the car for a few minutes. So I've been walking actually a bit more than an hour and a half. So by the time I get back, it's going to be 2.5 hours walking, maybe 3, probably not quite 3. That's a nice length of time for a walk, because basically I'm here just to relax, enjoy myself, have fun, get Lassie out for a walk. So this is kind of like our sort of
walk type of thing for the day. So as I say, just to show you around Dartmoor a tiny bit, as I say, that's looking directly north, so obviously that's east, and you can see farmland and things like that over there. I think once before I did walk to the top of this little hill over there, maybe a couple of years ago, and I'll maybe do that again sometime, but I'm going to start heading back now. That's obviously south, and you can see more farmland over there, and to the east from, sorry, to the west from here, were this side of this little small hill thing, so you can't actually see anything, but there's obviously more farmland over that side as well. So most of the moor really is ahead of us to the north. And North Miss Test Marker is where we're heading. I think that's the right name from Superman. For now, I think of these things from films. One Dartmoor pony, having his or her dinner. Unless that's a water hole. I stopped to finish some bread off, and of course the same as last time, from camp I didn't think to bring Lass's water bowl, which was a bit silly. So I flattened out the bread bag, and that acted as a pretty reasonable water container temporarily. According to my according to my watch, it's 2 kilometres. Mind you, if we go down to the path, and the path is a bit widdly woo around, then it might be a little bit more than 2, but around about 2 kilometres back. So we should be back before 5, and it's coming up to 4 o'clock now. Really beautiful up here. And here we are at the end of our little walk. Home sweet home. So just earlier on, we almost got as far as those rocks, tors over there. We just sort of probably got down to the bottom of the valley and then worked our way back from there. And we've probably come back at just the right time as well. It's all set up and waiting for us. Nice to get into camp. It's 4:30. Okay, so I'm just resting the camera on top of the whatchamacallit. And there we are, back home again, exactly how we left it, in a bit of a mess. But now we've got 3 less packs here, all told, approximately. Forget the time, I forgot to turn the time off. So we've been back about half an hour. Just sitting, minding my own business. And the local cow population has decided to come down and have their dinner while I'm trying to have my dinner. I've put Lassie in the tent. If I didn't have a tent, then I'd have to keep her close. These two have been eyeballing me for a little while, looking at me like that. For some reason they remind me of AT-ATs in the Star Wars films. They'll shift in a minute. The others went round the back over there. These are the last two that are just standing there. All the others have just gone around us. I did grab my walking poles to hand just in case, although I'm not quite sure what two lightweight walking poles to do against a herd of charging cows. Reminds me of a Dave Allen sketch, actually, when he was talking about westerns and herds of wildebeest. No, was it herds of wildebeest, or that's 40 Towers? Anyway, I remember him talking about some, like, lots and lots herds of buffalo or something like that. And I think he was talking about the toilet. And he was saying all of those buffalo and not one crap laid on the ground. There's just this one here, just a little friendly little lady cow. And then they all marched off. Okay, well the time is coming up to 8 o'clock, I think. Yeah, just coming up to 8. And it's getting a little bit cooler outside. And it's not the most comfortable sometimes, just trying to sit outside. So as it's not roasting hot, I thought I'd pop inside. no pun intended there either. Anyway, so we've got a bit more room here now. So now that the packs aren't here, and I've done my packing, my video on packs, Lasse's got room over there. There doesn't appear to be so many bugs, so I've left the door open. If I see many bugs appearing, I'll close the door. Indeed, I might very well close the vents, or close the door and the vents, just leave the vents open for the night in case the bugs appear when I'm sleeping and try and nibble upon me. But at the moment, as I say, I've got the door open, vent open there, completely open, and completely open there as well. As it's just me, I thought I'd angle the mat slightly. Whether there's any real benefit from it, probably not. But I might just try cooking in this corner and see if it can be done a little more comfortably here. I brought along a dinner for tonight. I might not eat that actually, because I've had a whole loaf of bread, chocolate cake, crackers and cheese. So I might not eat that, plus a cup of soup, so you know, it's possible I won't eat that tonight. And again, it just looks more of a mess than it really is. you can see the camera set up there again. At the moment I've just got my walking socks on. I need to take those off actually because they're a little bit damp. So I need to do that. That's my nighttime socks. I brought a spare power pack just in case, but I'm almost certainly not going to need that this time. This great big power pack seems to be handling everything very comfortably this time. So that was certainly useful. I've got my torch. I brought my glasses again, but I still haven't worn them. Maybe one day I'll get in the habit of wearing them for close things. I just find I need glasses. Well, I need them. I don't really wear them so much, but if I'm reading something, say at this distance here, I'm not quite sure what you can see there, but if I hold it at that distance, it's fairly clear. In fact, I'd say very clear. But it's when I bring something in at this distance here, it's this distance here that's it starts to get a bit blurry and it's not quite so clear, and it's hardly worth my while putting glasses on when I just need to move something a fraction further away from me. So I don't really bother, and I can watch the tablet here. It is fine. I don't need glasses for that either. That's why I just never really bother with them. But whilst I do keep sort of keep MLDing this shelter, it really is quite cosy in here, I have to say. It is quite nice. And I think yesterday when I got in here I said it's quite sort of dark and dreary in here. Once you're actually inside and you got this nice yellowy inner, maybe that's why they use yellow, it's surprisingly bright. And let's face it, apart from when it's dark outside or getting a bit chilly, you don't really spend that much time inside. So it is a nice shelter. I just wouldn't want to carry it very far very often. Certainly not by myself. But and I say the actor, of course, is very nice, but it's fairly small and fairly cramped. So you either go from one extreme to the other. So it always brings me back to preferring something lighter and more open. Although, of course, with the bugs around, you'd be under more cramped netting more often. But you can't have everything all the time. You're out in the wilds and that's it. You're out in the wilds and you take what's there. I really do miss the door not being that side, because I say lying on this side, I have to lie this side. It's the only way I'm comfortable. And of course it means the door's behind me and I can't, the door's there, quite a nice view, and I can't see it. I may as well, I wouldn't do the door up because I want fresh air and everything, but you might as well do the bloody door up. Hilleberg needs to do a left-handed tent. Anyway, I'm going to carry on watching Baywatch, those bikinis and things, and yep, I'll catch you all later on, if not tonight, in the morning. Good morning. It's about 10 o'clock Wednesday morning, and it's quite a change overnight. We've got this mist. It came in, I don't know when the mist started. It wasn't there at 11 or 12 o'clock last night, but I woke up at about, I don't know, 5, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, something like that, and it was misty and blowing a gale and winds coming in completely opposite direction to what it was before.
Good job I brought a tent. So, yeah, this is what it's like out at the moment. Well, it's just gone 11 in the morning and it's still misty and really rather unpleasant outside. I've put away quite a bit of stuff inside, not everything yet. So the next thing to do, I think, is the mat. One big advantage of a foam mat is I can sit on a foam mat and not straight on the ground, even inside a tent, which just helps keep your bum warm. So I've put sleeping bag or the quilt and night clothes in there. My pillow, deflate later on, and everything else is just little bits and bobs really. Waterproof I'm probably going to have to wear. I might even have to wear my kilt going back to the car. So I've just got my shorts. So I'm going to drink my tea. And Lassie and I, we've both been outside and done our business. So it's time to pack up now. If this rain and everything stays like this, I'm not going to get the camera out again. So I'll take this opportunity to thank you for all, for watching. I hope it's been a bit of fun and entertainment and enjoyable times for you. Watch me being silly. And then we'll catch you all again next month in next month's instalment in a proper shelter. Catch you all again soon. Bye bye. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share and all that other stuff. Thanks for watching. Bye.